Hello and welcome back to the Youngstown Click Be Connected podcast. I am so excited to be back with you guys. And today we have a special guest. We're going to talk about something a little bit unexpected. We're going to talk about pests. And this is the guy that literally nobody really wants to have to call. Nope. But at the same time, we all have had to deal with either pests like rodents or bugs. I don't know what all kinds of pests are out there. But before we get started and I introduce you to our today's guest, I would like to thank the Gallagher. We are actually sitting in the Gallagher studio right now, Studio 100. This is a space that people are able to rent out for like little events and little gatherings. And then they also have Airbnb. So basically, if you have friends and family that come in or like YSU families, things for the Covelli Center, this is a perfect downtown spot to get yourself an Airbnb because they are beautiful. It's a 100-year-old building. They're newly renovated. It's an amazing, and they are supporters of Youngstown Click, which is really cool.
Absolutely. It is gorgeous. You can see the ceiling has like the original Art Deco.
Yes.
I'm actually impressed that I know that.
I know. You're so classy. You're so classy. And then the original brick wall that they have.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place.
Each of the units have a kitchen and a washer and dryer. And so it's kind of like your home away from home. And they've been really good to us. And then Ohio Flame. Have you ever heard of Ohio Flame?
Ohio Flame. I have not.
Yeah. So they do custom-made fire pits. They're steel. And they're made to last for generations. And so you could like stamp your logo into them, your favorite sports team. And they're just like, there's all kinds of designs. So like when you have a fire or a bonfire, your fire pit is going to be noticed. It's one of those things, that kind of, and I always say that nothing quite brings community together like a bonfire.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could take a group of strangers and they're friends after like a night at the bonfire. So that's kind of fun. So, okay. So we'd like to thank those particular sponsors for supporting the Youngstown Click podcast. With that said, let's introduce Rob.
Ron. You're not the first person who's called me Ron, by the way.
I don't even know where that came from. I've never done that before.
It happens.
Rob Fernback. And he is Director of Sales for Complete Pest Solutions. Complete Pest Solutions is a locally owned company. And you are the director of sales, so you're like the one that gets out there in the public and
pretty much,
finds out who
that's
needs
why
you.
We met at a chamber.
Okay, that's where we met.
I'm out there.
So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Work self or like personal self?
We're gonna get both, but go ahead and tell us a little bit. Like you're a local boy, right? You were born and raised in Boardman.
Yep. Boardman.
Okay, so kind of bring us into like a little bit of who you are and how you got into position at Complete Pest Solutions.
Okay, so again, like you just said, raised here, Boardman, Ohio, went to Boardman High School. I graduated in 2006. Loved sports growing up. I was a 3-sport athlete. Was fortunate enough to...
What year did you graduate?
Or 2006.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to be able to continue playing sports in college. I played football at YSU.
Okay.
I played for Coach Haycock for 4 years. Then my 5th year it was Coach Bulford. Even though my whole senior year I was injured, so that's a whole nother story.
Oh, man.
But I was fortunate enough to get my college paid for. I graduated with a degree in education. I was a phys ed.
To be a teacher?
I was a phys ed teacher for 4 years.
Okay.
And I was in this position where educators, have to keep going to school in order to just keep their license.
Absolutely.
Well, I was in the Youngstown charter school districts, and the school I was at went shut down. I was in a position where I had to get a job before the next school year.
Okay.
Phys ed positions are hard to get.
Are they?
So I was.
Wait, why are they hard to get? Because everybody wants to be here, or they never leave, or
they never leave.
They never leave. Okay.
Like usually, a phys ed teacher will be a teacher for 35, 40 plus years.
Got it. Okay.
So they're very hard to get in this area. So I was not so lucky. Did not find a job. But migrated into sales.
Okay.
Not to mention the money's a lot better in sales than it is in teaching too,
absolutely.
which is crazy. Because,
especially with a personality like yours.
Yes. So I dabbled in advertising sales.
Okay.
I loved it. I had great bosses, worked with great people. Worked my way over into office equipment sales, like copiers, computers, IT. And I was doing that for like three years, and I got a random phone call one day, and I never answered numbers that I don't know.
Okay.
For some reason, I answered this number, and it was Anthony, my boss now. And he found my resume. He paid for like I don't know, 100 resumes, like $50 or something, and mine was the top one. And he called me, and he called me, and he explained what he had to offer. It was a director of sales job. He wanted me to pretty much develop the sales portion of his business.
Wow. Okay.
And I told him I had to think about it. It came with better pay and some benefits like company car, phone, things like that. So, but it was a position I never really had before.
Right.
Like I've been in sales, but I've never had to create the department, you
know?
Okay. So it was a risk. And I was honest with him. I said, hey, I've never done this.
Right.
So you're taking a chance on me. I'm taking a chance on this.
Right.
So I ended up doing it. Luckily, it paid off. I did very well my first 2 years, and eventually he put me in the position. Well, I still do the sales part, but I also do franchise development. Okay. So we're franchising.
I love when businesses that were started locally and owned locally.
Bigger.
Go. I mean, we have so many of those, probably more than I realize, and more than most people realize.
Oh yeah. I mean, we have a complete pest solutions. One in Cleveland, one in Canton, one in Akron, one in Pittsburgh, one in Western. We have like Western PA, Hermitage, Sharpsville, Central Massachusetts, Columbus, Florida, Atlanta.
Like
we're all over the place. So
there's pests everywhere.
There are. And what's really cool about our company is we do everything pest related. Like I don't know, most people don't know this, but most companies either do insect control or like wildlife and critters. Oh, we do everything.
Wow.
So, like people call like the big guys like Orkin and Terminex for their bug stuff. Okay. But they can't remove bats from your attic, or they can't remove a raccoon from your walls. Okay,
so do you do removal?
We do everything.
Like catching and caging and all that stuff?
So that we use as a last resort.
Do you ever use a BB gun?
I'm an animal lover. Okay,
I know, but some of those groundhogs and stuff,
love
they're pretty,
animals. Yeah. I'm actually on the board of a dog rescue.
I love animals.
I love animals. So by law, some animals must be terminated, like raccoons, for example.
Oh, really?
By law, if you catch a raccoon, you have to kill it. So we like to use a one-way door system. Okay. It's a lot more humane. You go around the home or building, because we do commercial and residential. You seal up all entry points to the building, and then like the main entry point that you can tell they're coming and going from, you put a one-way door system in there. When the animal leaves to go get food, the door shuts and it seals off, so they can't get back in. Good. So the animal just goes off on its own. Prevents you from having to trap. It prevents you from having to send a technician every single day to check the trap. And then it keeps you from having to kill an animal.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah, so we use trapping as a last resort.
Okay, and you guys actually fix holes and stuff?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
We do. I mean, it's basic construction. Right. If it gets out of hand, or if it's something that like has to do with
like
if it's something major,
the structural
we call it a construct.
Like
if it's structural, we'll call it a professional construction company. But
what pests do you see? I see now I'm jumping ahead of myself, but there's so many questions I've had about pests. So, and there was a situation in my neighborhood where, a few years back, where they cleaned out the sewers, or they did something in the sewers, and all of a sudden everybody was having problems. And not to mention, my neighbor would throw seeds out for the squirrels, carrots, and all that stuff. Yeah, so it was a mess. It was
rats.
Crazy. Oh man, I had voles. I didn't even know voles were a thing, right?
Moles,
we were so now I'm like
under your yard.
Oh, it was horrible. So what have you seen causes the most damage? What kind of rodent or animal?
So raccoons, I would say, cause the most damage.
Okay.
Like we've seen them peel back like shingles and siding, and like they use their hands
because they have thumbs, right?
Yes, and they use
I just learned that.
They are very skilled at tearing apart things to get in.
Oh, that's horrible.
Not to mention, like they don't have to rip open a big hole to squeeze their bodies in. So they could. I know for like chipmunks, raccoons, mice, they could squeeze up to a 1/4 inch. But amazing. Like raccoons, obviously a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But still, they could squeeze their way in. And
wow.
So it's beneficial to partner with like another local company.
Yeah.
We have preferred partners that we use for roofing. and for siding. Because, you know, some people call us and expect us to fix a roof after we're done. And if it's damaged beyond our repair, we have to we want to refer somebody, and then vice versa. There's roofing companies that get called out to fix a roof. When they go to fix it, they see a raccoon's head pop out, and they'll call us.
Oh man,
yeah.
Okay, so complete pest solutions. I like that. So you're the one-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
If it's simple, if it should be like it's just simple, like businesses, they have to have like bait stations. You do bait stations and all that stuff.
Yep.
Okay, and then okay, so. Basically, I know that some like ant things, they don't work on certain amount of ant or certain kind of ants, like carpenter ants or whatever. Do you pretty much you guys have a solution for?
Oh yeah, we have different chemicals that we use for different things.
Okay.
And it's surprising how much we dilute the chemicals by like, so we have a saying, label is law.
Okay.
On the label of every chemical we use, it tells you the measurements you have to mix with water.
Okay.
And usually it's an ounce per gallon.
Okay.
So 1 ounce of chemical fill up with a gallon of water.
Got it.
So they're very diluted where they won't harm us or they won't harm your pet. But they'll kill a mouse, they'll kill a rat, they'll kill ants, they'll kill stuff like that. So
so how hard was it for you to, okay, so now as the director of sales, obviously you know sales and you know people and you like being around people. I mean, it doesn't take long to figure that out, right?
No,
so, have you had to learn like about the like the treatment side? So you've had to figure that out too. Like
so when I started, one of my training portions was I go out with Brian. He's our head technician.
Okay.
He trains all of our technicians. He trains all of our franchisees.
Okay.
I went out with him and I observed.
Got it.
You're not going to be able to sell the product if you don't know the product or the service, you know? So I went out and I had to learn each procedure, each treatment, what chemical does what to what insect or what rodent. And, I mean, that was the biggest learning curve.
Yeah.
People I'm good with. People I get, but learning the ins and outs of the actual treatment itself and the procedures.
Yeah.
I mean, it's learnable. Anybody could do it, but that was the biggest learning curve for me.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so what would you basically you work with businesses, right?
Yes,
so,
I'm on the commercial side of everything.
Got it.
But I still like if you're like, hey, my house, I want to get my house on a quarterly, I would do that for you. You know what I mean? So I do both, but I don't go out and sell residential. We just do business to business sales.
Now, what? Okay, so before something becomes infestation or before it becomes a problem,
preventative measures are
okay. So talk to us about some preventative measures.
So a lot of people say, "Oh, I saw one cockroach."
Okay.
There's never just one cockroach. There's always more lurking in the shadows.
Oh man.
So any restaurant that you eat at, I'm not kidding. They're in crevices. Like, just an example, when we do roach treatments, we'll unscrew the plate on that electrical outlet. They'll hide behind there. Same with bed bugs. They'll hide in creases and cracks and crevices all over the place. So that's one of the other things that you're really surprised about because they will hide and you have to search for them. So we are very thorough in our treatments. But going back to what you were asking, any restaurant that you eat at, if they don't have a pest control program that comes on a monthly basis, you don't want to eat at that restaurant. Once there's an infestation, you have to treat it more frequently and in higher volumes.
Okay.
But if you just start off before there's any infestation, a preventative spray once a month or once a quarter will prevent any terrible infestations from happening.
Got it.
So it's one of those get ahead of it instead of wait for it to happen and then face the problem, you know?
Absolutely.
Which people have a hard time doing because if they don't see like the damage things could do, like carpenter ants or carpenter bees.
Oh, I know.
Or termites.
I lost a tree because of carpenter ants.
So it's hard for somebody to pay for something that they don't see happening now.
Yeah.
But they'll be happy that they did with the preventative maintenance instead of waiting to see what could happen. You know what I'm saying?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as like, you know, like, okay, for example, I like getting big bags of rice. I love rice, right? So I love
rice. Rice is good. I'm a carb guy, if you can't tell.
I love and so basically, one of our sponsors is America's Wholesale Outlet, and sometimes he gets.
They're one of my customers. I love America's Wholesale Outlet.
Yeah. Okay, hey, Mike.
Mike, good dude. Love that guy. Yep.
So he sponsors Youngstown Click, the whole thing, and okay, so. Sometimes he gets these like amazing deals on like big bags of rice and stuff like that. But I'm a little bit hesitant to get them because I don't want like rodents getting into them. Like I'm not going to eat it all like right away. It's not like I'm a restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
What's a good thing to like put in a pantry or like whatever? Because you don't really want to spray around.
You know those big plastic tubs?
Yes.
With like the seal off bins that have the little click the lid on.
Yeah, that works.
I would dump it into one of those because if it's a bag, rodents will get into it. If it's laying on the floor instead of up on a shelf, rodents will get into it. If you put it in a plastic sealed container, it'll keep it fresh, number one.
Got it.
Or keep it from going bad or things getting into it.
Yeah, right. Fresh. Okay.
I would put it in a plastic container.
Got it. And should I keep it in a bag or just dump it in? It doesn't
Honestly,
matter.
it's up to you.
Okay.
If you want, I would probably keep it in the bag and put the bag in. Because if you're dumping it in, like all the stuff, like unless you want to dump the bottom of the rice out because it's touching plastic that you don't know where it's been. But if you wash it out real good beforehand,
exactly.
I guess you can dump it in.
You could do it either way.
You could do it either way.
Okay. Thank you for that.
The bag's not going to hurt it.
Okay. Yeah, because I've been so hesitant. I'm like, man, that's such a good deal, but I don't want like bugs and and all just anything.
Seal it
you know
up.
what I'm saying? Okay, that's a good. Okay, so plastic
seal it up.
Yeah. That's a good way. Okay.
That's what we keep our dog food in. Like the dog food, you pour it out of the bag and
you keep it in a plastic.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. Yeah. It's a good idea. I get my big ones from Sam's Club.
Yep.
And then they spill over.
I don't see why it should work with rice.
Okay, so anyway, so you played football in college.
I did.
Right? So are you still into sports?
Oh, I love sports.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, love watching football.
So who were you rooting for at the Super Bowl?
I wasn't really rooting for anyone.
Okay, so
I wanted 49ers to win.
I know.
Because of the Youngstown connection
Well, I did a little post on Facebook on the Youngstown Click Facebook, and I asked who the Youngstown Click audience was, and most of them said the 49ers. There was a huge 49er.
Well, that's because of the Youngstown connection.
The Youngstown connection,
and
right?
I wanted them to win.
And so for those of you who don't know, because it has been a little bit of time now since the DeBartlows were like a
prominent
daily name, Edward DeBartlo actually owns he's passed, but the DeBartlo family from Youngstown owns the San Francisco 49ers, which most of you guys would probably know that, but others may not. Now now here's an interesting little thing.
What do you got? Okay. I'm excited now. You're like,
wait.
Yeah, let's
So sports, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know a guy named something McCollum? He was a running back coach for the Chiefs.
What about him? Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So, not the Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs. Right.
Yeah.
Why did that not sound right? Okay.
The
so
chefs.
anyway,
like the Snickers commercial.
Okay. So, cool story. We have a lady who's part of Youngstown Click. Okay. We did a mug swap. We all got together, and everybody went around and said something interesting about themselves. Right. So this story emerges that here's this lady, and she was like a 16-year-old single mom, right? She goes,
that's terrifying. Isn't
I know, right?
Could you imagine?
So she tells her mom sends her to Pennsylvania to like some sort of girls home where they like help them through the pregnancy and make sure the baby's born healthy and stuff. And then the baby got adopted out. Right?
I know this was a story on the Super Bowl last year.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
They highlighted it. Yeah. The baby that was adopted or the baby that was raised ended up being the son of this coach.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Okay. So the birth mom is part of Youngstown Click. So she's telling us the story. I did not know.
That's crazy.
Isn't that cool? So she sends me the video and I posted it on our Facebook page. But I was like, man, that story is just like, what? I mean, like, we're not talking about just a local YSU team. We're talking about like nationwide.
That's large scale. Yeah.
So cool. So if you guys are listening and that sounds interesting to you, check it out on our Youngstown Click Facebook page.
I remember like it was pre-Super Bowl, when they have the feel-good stories.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That was last year's feel-good
that was
pre-Super Bowl story. Yep, that was wild though. I remember hearing about that.
Yep. And now he is at Notre Dame.
Yep.
running back coach, I think, at Notre Dame. So anyway, okay, so you enjoy sports.
Love it.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, and then you were saying before the podcast that you also enjoy local restaurants.
Oh,
and
yes,
checking
very
out
much so.
local- I'm
Very
like,
much so.
yeah. All right,
Again,
so I'm going
as you can tell, Rob likes to eat.
Okay, so, and I happen to know that Rob likes his eggs well done.
No,
not well done.
opposite.
Opposite, not well done.
Not well
overcooked.
done. Opposite. Yeah. Don't. Yeah. If you give me a hard egg, I'll throw it right back
It's
at
like-
you. Just quit telling people my Denny's secrets. Come on. I'm really weird about my eggs.
like, yeah.
I need my eggs to be perfect, and I'm pretty much the only one who can make them. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So that's scrambled though. Do you like any like over easy or
I do
poached
like
or
it
anything?
over easy, but there can't be any brown, and there can't be any like snot. So like,
so it's got to be like
it
perfect.
has to be
That's not-
timed perfectly.
Yeah.
And let's just face it. A person, a cook at a restaurant isn't going
Yeah.
to give a shit about
No.
my love swear. I'm sorry. Beep it out.
About your-
They're not going to care about my egg
about
preference.
your-
They're just going to make it real quick and slap it on a plate and give it away.
Right. Oh man.
So,
that's so funny.
I am very particular. Most of the time I won't order them because of that.
Yeah.
But that's why I go scrambled because it's
Okay.
easier
Yeah.
to hide the imperfections.
Well, and if you put now, I don't normally do this, but I love eggs, so I've probably had them every which way.
Yeah.
But, some people put milk in them.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're more fluffy and they don't get.
That's
do
what I
that?
do.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's what
that
I
makes
do.
sense because they don't. It's hard to overcook them.
I'm a fan of poached too, because a poach
Yeah.
you're never going to get that overcooked brown.
Yeah. Oh, I
Poached?
love eggs Benedict.
Oh, I'm a huge Eggs Benny fan. I was just at. Have you ever heard of House of Benny's?
Yes, I was going to ask you.
They're
if you've
one of
been
my
there.
customers.
Okay.
I ate there
okay.
yesterday. My mom, my
my
mom,
mouth
and
is
my
watering.
son. We had breakfast there yesterday. That lady is an artist when it comes to Eggs Benedict.
How do you make the same plate in so many different fashions?
She is so good
It's
at eggs,
incredible.
and the poached eggs are always perfect.
Yeah.
She must have like a what
Like
you call it, or a
one of those,
thingamajig.
yeah, it's probably
Something
like
to
a
keep it.
$19.99 QVC purchase that just like has expanded her
Yes.
whole restaurant.
And she won't give it up either. Because I said, have you ever tried to poach an egg? It's not easy.
It's not, no.
Like you're supposed to have boiling water
Yeah.
with salt
Oh,
and
and then
vinegar.
there's all kinds of
and you
egg
dip it and then you
pieces
gotta
rolling
like
around the
whip
wall,
it
yeah.
around. And like I've never made a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I suck. And then I come to this lady's place. I'm not telling you. I'm gonna hold you hostage and make you tell me or something. Shout out to
Tell her.
Sonia though. Sonia's
Yes.
really good. She's
Oh,
good.
yeah. So House of Benny's is in Poland.
Yes.
And where the old Rittenhours used to be.
Yeah.
I loved Rittenhours coffee. I
Yeah.
used to go there. I missed that place so much when they first closed.
Yep.
So they had,
I
good
believe they
coffee.
still own the building.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Rittenhour.
Yeah.
Okay. Rittenhour family.
But yeah, she took over there and like such a specific
Yeah.
idea, and that place is always packed.
Really? Yeah.
And if you don't go at like 7 or 8 a.m. right when they open,
You're not
you're
going.
gonna wait.
You're right.
I'm not kidding. You're gonna wait at least an hour.
Yeah.
But I mean, people do wait.
And
I mean,
Poland
it's
is a good community in that way too. Like people, if there's something good,
They're
they'll
gonna,
support.
yeah, they're gonna support it.
Struthers is like that too. Like
Oh,
if,
absolutely.
You know, there's just the restaurants that have been there forever, and people go, and that's where they it's not even a question. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna grab something from La Villa or
absolutely.
Tangiers,
Yeah.
Elton. Yeah. Okay, so, but because you enjoy eating, right? You had talked about doing a podcast of your own, right?
So yeah.
So tell us about those plans.
So on top of what you just said, I'm very family oriented.
Okay.
And my dad, my stepmom, and I came up with a way to stay in each other's lives on a weekly basis instead
Okay.
of just like every family get together.
Yeah.
So every week during football season, and we actually did it for the USFL
Okay.
last year. But we're thinking about not doing the UFL because
Okay.
they took it out of Canton. Did you hear about that?
No.
So that's a whole other story. But anyways, I'll get to that after I'm done with this part. So what we do is we print out a list of all the weekly matchups for
Okay.
NFL games.
Okay.
And I mean, it's detailed. Like it'll have like the weeks before, wins, losses. It'll have like certain stats. I mean, it's a very detailed list that
Oh,
my
wow.
stepmom, she calls it her homework.
Really?
She'll print out
So
this list.
she's
She'll do
just
her
as into it
homework.
as-
It'll
wow.
have the point spread. It'll have which team's home, which team's away.
my.
It'll have what they did the week before. So we go through and we pick who we think's going to win each game.
Wow.
We'll go down through the list and we'll watch games on
Okay.
our own, really.
Okay, yeah.
But then we'll tally up who won the most games.
Okay.
So whoever won the most games gets to pick the restaurant that we're eating at.
Okay.
The person who comes in second just goes along for the ride and pays for their own meal,
Okay.
and the person who loses has to pay for the winner's meal.
I love
so
that.
every
That's
week.
so
Oh yeah.
creative.
So
what a cool way to keep the family together around something you guys all love and care about.
So yeah, and it becomes a thing. Like we razz each other, and
I bet.
like we'll see things online. Like just for example, yesterday I saw this awesome. Hold on, I'll pull it up right here. Where are we at? It's this. Okay, so it is called the Al Capone. It is in a wrap. It is sliced meatballs, mozzarella sticks, penne pasta with roasted garlic, vodka Alfredo sauce, mozzarella cheese, and it's all wrapped and grilled. So like I'll see stuff like this, and we'll text in the group message.
Yeah.
Just in case you can't see it. And then there's another one that has
those mozzarella sticks in there. Oh,
Emmanuel's Pizza.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it before.
What?
I've never heard of it before.
Hold timeout. Is this the official timeout of sports? Okay. Emmanuel's Pizza is so good. And
I saw it. I said, we got to try this place.
okay. I have literally, when he was a little shop on Mahoning Avenue, like no, you drive by and not even know you drove past by a pizza shop. I went in there and covered him for Youngstown Click, right?
Okay.
That's how we met. And then I just watched him grow. And he's just, that guy has been through so many setbacks before Emmanuel's Pizza.
Really?
But he got it with Emmanuel's. And he's just been, through thick and thin.
He's a grinder.
Personally, he is. And now he's in the double bogeys.
That's what my stepmom, my stepmom said. I think that place is inside because they're my customer too.
Oh, are they?
Double bogeys,
I love. Do you know Jonah?
Yes.
Oh, I love Jonah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mel, their chef Mel. That's how I kind of got into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I met him, but I don't like. Yeah. I met him because, again, a Youngstown Click podcast. Or not podcast.
I love the connections. I love the connections.
I love it.
Yep.
I know. So Complete Pest Solutions is probably.
We're all over the place. I'm trying to get into this. Greenheart. Come on, Angela Lily, where you at, bro? I'm going to call him after this and tell him I was just here.
Oh, that is so
Look
funny.
for bugs.
Listen.
For bugs.
Okay, so speaking of Greenheart, speaking of this building, next week we are going to be coming to you guys with a inside scoop on the restaurant that's going in around the corner. So it's attached to this building. So you'll be able to get an Airbnb here and go to dinner and then stay the night, or just come for dinner.
I like the revitalization. They did a great job down here. Yeah,
it's definitely. It's been a long time coming. It's definitely.
Yeah,
and
it's like our parents were our age. Our parents were kids.
Yeah. Oh man, absolutely. And this building, so many people would have been like, "Yeah, I'm not touching it." If you could see the pictures before,
it was beat.
It was over 100 years old, and the upper floors hadn't been used in years. And of course, everybody knew and loved Cedars. You know what I'm saying? But it just got to the point where it had to be kind of shut down for a little bit. And it's really nice to see. Really nice to see
they did a heck of a job. This place is beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, very modern and.
Yeah. So you guys, Youngstown Click viewers especially, you guys have seen and watched and kind of seen the growth. Pretty soon in this year, we'll have a couch and we'll have different sets. And so you'll see us coming a little bit more often from this spot here.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting as well.
No, yeah. You watch the podcast on ESPN, what's his name? McAfee, Pat McAfee. Didn't even have to Google it.
Is that the older guy?
Show. No, Pat McAfee.
What's the sports
Here, I'll show
show?
you Pat McAfee.
Okay. What's the sports show? He's
blonde hair dude. He always wears a tank top and gold watch.
Okay,
but he's got a little Eric Cartman stuffed animal, and he's got a football helmet and a jersey, and they have little trinkets to show who they are.
Absolutely. That's the type of thing we need.
Yeah, just make it your own instead of right. Absolutely. That's what you got to grow to.
I'm gonna go spray paint.
I can't believe it.
Wall.
I couldn't think of that guy's name, Pat McAfee. I watch him every day, and I. Blanking on his name. Stupido.
Listen, but your rodents, and that's what's important.
I got it before I Googled it.
I'm kidding.
McAfee, that's right.
Okay, so speaking of sports, it surprised me how passionate people, I know people get passionate in the game and yelling at the TV and stuff like that, and you can see that because you're, but I have a friend who recently, I was introduced to this show there's two you would know the people. Like, he's an older guy. He's been in sports for a long time. And then there's a black football player, and then they usually have like a guest that kind of interchanges out, and they will argue on there about like who might do this, and
Shannon
who might,
Sharp and,
do who whatever, and it's not even like they're not even really arguing about what happened or anything. They're just like
their opinion on the matter.
Yes, and it is. I was laughing. I was like, man, and I mean, people love it. They're like, he was like, hey, basically every single day that he watches that show,
that stuff gets heated. Stephen A. Smith is another one of them.
Okay.
There's like 3 or 4 very popular shows that are all sports
and it's just
related.
all like what might happen and your opinion on it, their opinion on
absolutely.
it, and so it's.
Speaking of getting heated during sports games and stuff, did you see the clips they showed online of the 49ers fans that were breaking their TVs after that touchdown? It shows the touchdown happened.
Yeah.
And 49ers fan, like, one will get up and he punched a hole through his TV.
Okay.
And like another one grabbed something and threw it through the TV, and everyone's just looking at him like, bro, it's not that big a deal. Like, them losing didn't really affect your life in any way.
Right.
I mean, unless they had hundreds of thousands of dollars on the game, but still, though, like, could you imagine breaking your $1,000 television because of a game?
But can you imagine? Speaking of the sport betting, can you imagine losing a house, a car? I mean, there's so much.
People have problems,
right?
Like that's
people have, like, in that one moment, lives were changed.
Oh, absolutely.
You know
but
what
if you're dumb enough
but
to,
I know
dumb enough to put your whole life on the line for a game, then
I know.
Kind of
but it's so
it
easy.
to happen.
It's so easy now. Like,
it is.
I'm not even kidding you.
It's a click of your phone.
Oh my goodness! And you think it's going to end. And here's the thing: if I were to start a casino or any kind of betting thing, I would make sure everybody won something, right? To pull them in, to grab them in.
Win anything.
Well, to start, but then they keep coming back. And the odds get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm winning. But you keep coming back, and it's a matter of time before, because now you're addicted.
Well, that's why the slot machines out in front of places in Vegas are quick winners, to get people driving in to play. So they can win like $50 and then lose $500.
Okay, yeah. Right. That's exactly. But the thrill of the win is so powerful.
It is, but like you said it a minute ago, the simplicity of betting nowadays. I'm not a gambler.
Yeah.
Like I would lose all the time, so I just don't do it.
I don't.
But before, you had to go to a bookie.
Yeah.
It was usually a shady character.
You knew that your legs were going to get broken if they didn't take credit cards.
If you didn't pay up, you were in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You had to have the cash there. Now you can have an empty bank account, go on MGM or whatever app,
and get
put
a loan.
money you don't have, and and then you can dig a hole of debt.
I know.
Nobody's going to come break your legs, but you'll
take
be
your house.
in a hole forever. Yeah, they'll take your house.
So hey, you got your legs.
The bookie isn't going to take your house. We'll take your kneecaps.
Oh man. Well, so I met this lady, and her family, like just 3 generations back. So her grandfather literally owned what is now, I forget it's a very wealthy part of Tennessee.
Okay.
Right? He owned so much land that it was like half the county. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just land, it was unsettled and stuff like that.
He owned people at some point.
He owned. Well, he was a bettor, and he lost it all.
Ooh.
So by the time this, generation, they don't own the county.
Don't have any of that.
Absolutely. But because he gambled, he lost it. What would have been generational wealth, would have been opportunity for his
ponies or something.
Yep. Isn't that something?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, so
hey, people have demons.
Yeah, but if you do, get help, because you don't want to lose stuff.
No, absolutely.
I mean, just yell at the TV. Don't.
But it comes in all shapes and sizes. People drink too much, or people will abuse medication, or people.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
That's a whole nother show.
I know.
That's a whole nother topic.
Okay, so all right. So since we have a few minutes, we're going to come back to the podcast that you're thinking about doing, so people can kind of follow that if that's something that they are interested in.
No, this is in developing stages.
Hey, that's
like
great.
We just decided we were going to start
All
doing
right, so
it. We don't have any equipment or anything. We're actually going to go over that tonight.
That's awesome. That's awesome because it's fun. Like you're just
it's
doing it. It's like a thing you're doing just for fun.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah.
We don't plan on being big or making money on it or anything. It's just
that's
something to do.
There's a guy in the audience that you guys don't see. His name is Mike, and he loves going to try all these local places. So I sometimes talk like, man, you need your own.
So I got a subscriber.
You need your own, like,
I got a subscriber. Got the first one.
Yes.
That's great.
Yep. So okay, highlight of your football career.
Because
you played all through college.
Yes, I would say my freshman year we won. We went to the semifinals, and I got a nice big old white gold diamond ring. So that was cool. But honestly, the biggest thing for me is
a white
the
gold
relationships.
diamond ring.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, we won our conference, and then we were semifinalists. That was the year we lost to Appy State. That was the year they beat Michigan.
Okay.
So like they were really good. They went on to win the national title.
Wow.
But
okay.
The thing that I got most from that is the relationships. I'm in a group chat with like 10 of my buddies that I played with at YSU.
Oh, that's cool.
We get together a few times a year.
Yeah.
We talk to each other every day.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing that I get from playing college sports.
That's amazing.
The brotherhood behind it. It was, so that's awesome. Over any one thing, that's what I cherish the most.
I love that because what it does is come down to the people.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Youngstown Click is all about, is the people. Sometimes when we lose sight of the people next to us and the people, even the person in the mirror, then we start dying.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But when we start opening our eyes to the person in the mirror and the value that person has, and then everybody around, you start seeing that, as we always say, the people are the greatest asset of this region.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're not going to find people like you'd find here anywhere else.
No,
we're
know.
a rare breed.
We are.
Yeah, we are definitely a rare breed.
I love it. Okay, so here's another question. What is the worst situation that you guys, or that you've personally seen, that you guys have been called out to?
Oh, on the pest control side?
Yeah, I know. I'm flipping.
No, you're good. Yeah. So just to be clear, I don't actually do the treatments.
I know.
So,
but I'm sure you hear about some things.
I have seen pictures.
Okay,
here's one of the grossest things. I did get called out to a doctor's office.
Okay.
Where one of their patients was laying on like the exam table.
Okay.
And there were bed bugs crawling from his boot up his pant leg, and like he just didn't care. I've seen pictures and videos of infestation so bad where you couldn't see the ground. It was just moving black particles. So there's some pretty gross stuff that happens. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
Like where there's that one
Luckily,
scene
we don't have any
shiver.
scorpions here.
Right.
But
oh my. Okay. So what did you? Okay. So here's this guy in the doctor's office. Did the doctor's office like call you afterwards to say,
they
hey,
called
like,
me. They were like, hey, come give me a quote. We need something done ASAP. So I went there.
Was the guy still there?
No, he was gone. And I made sure that like my pants were tucked into my socks. I had like my, so I didn't carry him, because like you'll go into these places, and they can attach themselves to you, and you can bring them home. So like I'm really cognizant if I ever have to go into a place that has bed bugs where I'm tied off, so they're not getting on me.
Right.
So they had the whole office shut down.
Yeah.
I went around and I quoted them. We had somebody out there the next day that serviced the entire place to make sure it was good for them to open up again. Because they don't want patients coming in.
No, of course
them getting stuck to other patients and going home.
Right.
So yeah, it could become a thing.
Okay, so here's my question then. What if the guy comes back the next month? Is there any like pre-treatment, or do they have to get treated again?
You see, that's the hard part. You can't do anything about the person that has it if he doesn't get treated at his house.
Right.
If he doesn't care, so that's really up to the doctor's office if they want to take the guy or not.
Okay.
They
so
can tell the
no,
guy, look, you brought bed bugs in here. Until you show us that you're bed bug free, we're not going to have you come back.
Got it.
I mean, That's the hard part for us to say is on the pest control side.
Yeah.
I mean, we can keep going back and treating all you want, but if
if
they come in on
reinfesting.
somebody else, there's nothing we can do about that.
So like hotels and stuff when it comes to bed bugs.
Hotels are big those are big for us.
Yeah. Okay. So you just kind of do maintenance sprays at hotels now?
We'll do hotels. Property management groups.
Okay.
We'll go in and we do monthly treatments.
Okay.
Usually every month you'll do like all the common areas, restrooms, hallways, and then like a block of rooms. So like the first floor rooms will get done this month with all the other stuff, or else it'll be spot treatments.
Okay.
Like, so if you're on the first floor doing that block of rooms and there's a room on the third floor that needs done. Hey, can you do this real quick? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it.
And are there some treatments that people should not attempt themselves because of the harmfulness of, like, you guys are in protective gear?
We have
and
PPE,
you guys have
and our chemicals, you can't buy them without having a pest control applicator
because it would just be too harmful.
Yeah,
for people to handle.
So people could buy Raid or stuff that you get at Home Depot.
Right.
That's not the stuff we have.
Got it.
You have to have a license. You have to have a pest control applicator license in order to buy the stuff that we have. So again, people could try doing their at home. Yeah. But we're usually always getting called in anyway. So you're just going to waste your money. You're just going to waste money getting it on your own.
Now, what about reoccurring like mice, rats, rodents, anything like that?
Bait stations usually do the job for that. We like using bait stations because think about it. If you set a trap. Yeah. Once that trap goes off, it's no good to anybody else. You're going to get one,
and then you got to go find it and
So if you're on a monthly plan, and you're rodent included in that, we'll just refill the bait. You'll see the activity. So every bait station gets X amount of bait blocks, and they're put on this wire spindle. So if you go in and there should be 4 and you see 3, well, that means there's activity. So there's going to be a dead mouse or rat somewhere. You put another one on to replace that one that was eaten. Yeah. And then you go check the other ones. So you just keep updating it, and eventually, when there's no activity, you pull them and you're good.
Yeah. People were trying all kinds of stuff in my neighborhood. They were shooting them in the backyard and not my backyard. The people across the street were trying to get them with their BB gun and stuff.
But there's still going to more are going to come.
Yeah. So the best thing is just bait stations for that type of thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see what else. Okay. So let's go back to your love of eating. Even though that's kind of, we're like balancing. Okay. But that's
right.
Yeah. I know you can handle it. Okay. So I always like to ask, towards the end of the podcast, I always like to ask 3 of your favorite local places, right? That you would tell people either, hey, this is a hidden gem, more people should know about it, or hey, I just love this place.
Golden Dawn. That's up there. Love the Golden Dawn.
For what, breakfast or just anything?
Everything.
Okay.
Literally anything they have is delicious and amazing.
Okay.
Golden Dawn's great.
And such history.
House of Benny's is awesome.
Yes.
I can't not add in House of Benny's. Third, that's gonna be tough. Marino's in Austintown is really good. Marino's is really good.
Oh, Italian.
Okay.
Do they still have a buffet?
They do. They have a lunch buffet.
A lunch buffet.
I get an off-the-menu item called the Tour of Italy. It has, you get Alfredo. You get a piece of lasagna. And chicken parm. All in one meal.
Oh,
it's awesome.
Wow.
It's real good.
Oh, man.
Now wrap that all up in a burrito, throw some cheese sticks in it, and fry it. Yeah, there you go.
Well, they also cater, right? Marino's.
I think so.
They cater.
I think so.
Stuff.
I mean, honestly, though, those are just the 3 off the top of my head.
Yeah.
There's so many great places out here.
Absolutely.
I mean, El Vallarta has great Mexican food. Another Giangelo's has great pizza and great pasta.
I've never had their pizza.
Giangelo's pizza is really good.
Really? Okay.
Papa Gigi's Italian eatery.
Oh, Village. Yes.
Italian Village,
my goodness. I met him
their pizza,
not too long ago. Yes.
We are very
won awards
blessed
for his sauce.
Uptown Pizza, by far my favorite pizza place.
Really?
Love Uptown Pizza.
Okay. Do you know Jeremy from Youngstown Pizza Reviews?
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay.
Wait. I have seen him.
You have seen him.
I have seen him. He goes around, he'll get the pizza, eat in his car, and does, Yep.
Yeah, and then he has like this whole spreadsheet of like his pizza reviews and stuff. But Uptown is his favorite too.
So another funny thing that we did with our family, this is the second year we've done it. We'll have aunts, uncles, cousins.
Okay.
We'll all go out and get a pizza from our favorite pizza place and bring it to my parents' house and have
That's
like a
a
Youngstown
great
pizza
idea.
night.
Oh.
So we just did that.
We need to do that, Youngstown.
We just did that. It was the holiday in between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
So instead of having a New Year's party or a
I
Christmas
love
party,
that.
we all did our own
Which
Christmas
pizza
thing.
did you take?
I brought. Oh, actually, I didn't bring Uptown because I knew my parents were going to get it.
Okay.
I went out and I got a Golden Dawn pizza.
Really?
Golden Dawn has some really good pizza.
That is such a wonderful idea. Everybody brings a pizza,
Youngstown
and then you
pizza
get to try.
night. Yep, you try everything.
Oh, come on.
Oh, it was the first time I ever heard of North Lima Pizza. North Lima has a good pizza place. It's similar to Cornersburg.
Okay.
But sauce is a little bit different. We are very blessed with pizza and Italian food
so
when it comes to where we're at.
100%.
So when it comes to going to restaurants, we're always going locally owned places.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So important.
Yeah, and you could actually, I think you could tell the effort and the love that goes into it.
Well, now even more, like when I was a kid, we grew up on Ohio's Best from Pizza Hut. That was our family thing.
Yeah, but Pizza Hut's different now than when you're a kid.
And
you
there wasn't as many.
Pans.
There was like local. I mean, there was Wedgwood and stuff, but there wasn't as many like local places. Now there's so many local places, and everybody has.
Yosteria, that's another one.
Yes, and he went to Italy.
I know.
So you have all these different places, and they're all so different, and they're all worth trying and going to. And now my mouth is watering. Because of
now it's lunchtime yet? Is it? We got another hour.
I even tried. And then I tried Josie's Pizza in Salem.
Josie's. I heard of Josie's.
Yes, because the Cast Iron Soda Works is bring your own food.
Oh, no kidding.
So you could go there, try all these different sodas, play games. They have like 3 things of games, and they have a huge wall Scrabble. So what we do is go down to Josie's, grab a pizza, grab some burgers, and just have a spread. And then we just, it's so much fun, right?
Nice.
But yeah, so randomly though, and then Salem had one called Alfredo's Pizza.
Alfredo's,
yeah. I think they closed.
I know they did.
But they had 2 pizzas on top of each other. Oh,
pizza sandwich. Yep.
It was so good. Okay, wow. All right. So look at you. Look at you. You got you were like, oh, what's a third? And now we got 10.
Well, here's another. So my brother went to school at Cincinnati for the first 2 years of college.
Okay.
University of Cincinnati Bearcats.
Yeah.
And when my dad and I would move him down there for a semester, there was a bar that had a pizza burger. And what it was 2 miniature pizzas.
Okay.
As the buns with a burger in between. So every time we go down, we make sure we get a pizza burger. They were awesome. They were homemade.
Do they still have them?
I believe so. I couldn't imagine them going out of style because those were friggin' amazing. I mean, it was your daily's worth of calories, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
My.
The pizza burger.
Wow, in Cincinnati.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. So tell everybody how they could connect with you if they want more of Rob in their life.
Well, personally,
no, I'm kidding. Okay,
personally, Rob Fernback on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm not a huge Twitter or Instagram guy, but if you need good pest control, Complete Pest Solution has a Facebook page. You can find it on mine. I follow Youngstown Click. So you can find me there.
He's a part of Youngstown Click. That means you better show up to one of the upcoming events.
Listen,
then you can meet people in person.
I'll be there. Just let me know when and where.
Okay.
Yep, I'm there.
I love it. Yep. I love it. That's amazing.
I never pass up a good networking opportunity.
Never
pass up a good networking opportunity.
So we've been planning a Frienduary event, which it might actually be in March. But
I was going to say Frienduary? You were planning for January, weren't you?
Well, no, it was going to be February. It was like because we did a mug swap in January.
Okay.
Then we were going to do a Frienduary, kind of like a celebration of love and friendship for Valentine's Day-ish.
Gotcha.
But it's friendship. It's like any kind of the spectrum of love. Some people are like they're happy with where they're at on the love journey, right? And it's not just when you're in love. It's like when you found love, or
so
when
you're trying to be a matchmaker now. Like,
no, it's not. It's not a matchmaker.
Like Match.com or something. Tinder. You got Tinder going.
Okay, early on, I interviewed a guy who was a matchmaker.
Okay.
Right. and he was like, oh, I don't do much in the Youngstown market anymore. I'm more up in Canton and stuff like that. I didn't end up posting the video because it was just kind of
offensive?
Awkward. It was a little awkward, right? And he was like kind of dissing the Youngstown.
He's like, I don't want to deal with this crowd of dog meat schmuck faces. I don't want to. Like, come on, man.
Right. But speaking of single events, there is an upcoming one. Apparently, it's a thing, a single-thon. Have you heard of that?
A single-thon?
Yeah, a single-thon.
Sounds dirty.
Single-a-ton. Single-a-ton. Maybe, I don't know. That was just...
Single-thon sounds dirty. I'm in.
Well, they need guys. Hey, and there you go.
I'm a guy.
You are a guy.
I'm a single guy.
Okay, then go. Yeah. It's at Steel Valley Brew Works.
Oh, okay.
And it's later on this month.
One of my customers. I'm not kidding.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Okay, yes.
Josh, my man Josh. He actually has a funny nickname for me. It was meant to be insulting, but I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
Megaphone. Because I'm a big, boisterous guy. He goes, hey, what up, Megaphone? I was like, I know I should be insulted, but I'm not. I'm impressed.
That is one of the things I was going to ask you. So what are some of your, like, do you ever get called like the Bug Man or like some sort of like nicknames? What nicknames have you heard?
I get the Bug Man all the time from chamber events.
Okay.
Big Mouth, Megaphone. Well, listen, I mean, I come from a big Italian family where if you want to be heard, you had to be loud.
Of course. So you are Italian.
Oh, yeah, big time. Okay, Don't let the last name fool you. That's just my sliver of German.
Oh,
Everything else is Dago. Okay. Yeah, I got pasta sauce running through my veins.
I'm telling you, I think that's a Youngstown. I'm not Italian, but I went to school in Oklahoma. And and then I moved to New York City, and then I came back home.
And you're talking with your hands. Yes, you got a little bit of Dago in you. Hey!
So I get, I had a phone call one day, and they were like, hey, settle this dispute. There was apparently a group of my old friends had gotten together, and they were talking about me. And the dispute was I Italian or was I not Italian? And so he was like, tell them that you're Italian. I keep trying to tell them you're Italian. You talk with your hands. You're very outgoing and stuff. You're right. And I was like, oh, I hate to tell you this, but I'm not. It's just being in this area. I am. It's a mystery. No, I'm kidding.
Stay tuned for next week.
After these commercials. Yeah. No, I'm Mexican on one side and Swedish on the other.
Wow, Mexiswede.
Mexiswede.
I love that. Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So nice. I'm thrown in there with a little bit of German because of on the Swedish side, whatever.
Yeah,
but those are the two main.
That whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole World War II era debacle thingamajig. I think that might have happened.
Yeah. So I have a little bit of like the, hey, let's dance, and a little bit of a, hey, I'm neutral.
Yeah.
And a little bit of the, no.
They start marching. Oh, geez.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry to all the Germans.
We're going to start doing some offensive stuff here. We don't want to get canceled already.
I love my heritage.
Hey, same here.
Hey, you gotta.
Got to. I got the German temper and the Italian temper, and then the Italian happy. And then, it all mixes in. So just a boiling pot of crazy.
You would have made a good godfather.
Oh, yeah.
I am the godfather. Yeah. I will be your best friend. Your worst.
I love it.
How was my voice? How was my godfather voice?
All you need is cotton to fill up the cheeks.
Oh, man. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Rob.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. This was a blast.
Yes, thank you. And Complete Pest Solutions, guys. You can find them on Facebook, all them.
Google. I mean, we got great standings. Everybody loves us.
Good.
And no complaints.
If you guys are not in this region and you would be interested in doing a
Complete Pest franchise.
A franchise, right
awesome.
From Youngstown, yeah. So you guys could get a hold of them. Ask for Rob Fernback.
Yep, you got it.
The Megaphone Italian.
The Megaphone, yep. I love that.
All right, guys, as always, thank you for listening to Youngstown Click Podcast. Thank you for being connected. Thank you for the part that you play and invest in this region and into this community. We want to specifically thank Ohio Flame for sponsoring this podcast and the Gallagher for allowing us to use this studio space. You guys are the best part of what makes Youngstown Click. I'm so thankful to be in this click with you. And never forget your shine. I'll talk to you later.